time. What can you tell us about this fire so far?
Well, hey, good morning, everyone. This morning we've had a dynamic and a very challenging fire incident situation. We worked with the police department. At 8:01 this morning, we were dispatched to a structure fire. Upon our arrival, we arrived on scene 2 minutes after dispatch. Engine number 8 arrived on scene very quick, very good response. Arriving on scene, we got reports from the police department that were on scene just prior to us getting here that there were shots fired. Put a whole different complexion on the situation for us. Police did an outstanding job informing us of that and securing the scene for us. Shortly thereafter, we were given the green light to go in and do firefighting. We went into a defensive posture with the fire, meaning we didn't go inside the home with hose lines. We also had reports that there were propane tanks within the house. So very dynamic situation, a lot of hazardous information going on. There is a male that's deceased on the side of the house. We're not sure exactly how that happened, but once again there was gunfire or gunshots heard or what have you as we were arriving on scene. So we ended up having 2 alarms on the fire incident. The battalion chief upgraded it to a 2nd alarm just due to all the things that were going on. And at that point, I'll answer any questions for you.
Any indication as to what was going through this person's state of mind leading up to this? Understand that perhaps he was having difficulty paying rent or mortgage?
At this time, we have no information specific like that. So I would ask you to direct those questions to the police department and have them answer those questions for you.
Were there any propane tanks inside as was suspected?
Well, right now we've not been able to confirm those propane tanks inside the house. We got information from somebody that our firefighters did. I'm not sure who that person was at this point, but there were propane tanks inside the house. So there's a lot of information that we're going to have to sort through. What we'll do as soon as we get the scene completely secured with fire and what have you, the main body of the fire has been extinguished. We have not been able to go in and inside the house and do our any kind of a search and see if there's any other bodies in there. We're hoping obviously there's not, but we're not sure that just yet. But our priority right now, of course, is the safety of the firefighters, making sure that when they go in, that things are safe for them, and also with the investigators. So a fire and a police investigation is underway as we speak.
Any idea on the cause of the fire?
No, it's going to take, quite a while for us to figure out exactly what the cause and origin of the fire was.
Some of the scanner traffic seemed to indicate that perhaps the fire was set by the person that lived there intentionally, and that he gave indication that there were propane tanks and that he was armed.
Yeah, I don't want to confirm that right now. There's a lot of, different information flying around. The other hazard the firefighters had is that there were power lines running across the top of the back of the house. Those power lines were burned through because the fire was a very hot working fire. The power lines dropped and presented a hazard to our firefighters. We had to have an emergency traffic and people backing away in the back of the house. So really dynamic incident, but our firefighters did an outstanding job quickly extinguishing it, containing it to the house of origin. We did some evacuations on the perimeter of the house with the other houses. So right now we're just beginning the investigation.
What sort of manpower did you have out here?
Pardon me?
What sort of manpower did you have out here for this?
Well, we upgraded to a 2nd alarm, which total of 54 firefighters, which consisted of 4 engines, 3 trucks, 1 heavy rescue, and some other miscellaneous equipment. We also had the MR ambulance on scene just in case there's a medical emergency. But we had adequate manpower out here. We had a great response from the first 2 company. They were on scene, engine number 8, just came up down the street in 2 minutes. We got in and were able to set our lines up and create a defensive perimeter, if you will. Extinguish the fire pretty quickly, all things, being equal.
Did you say there was one deceased person outside of the structure somewhere?
Yes, sir. On the east side of the house, there's a deceased male. So we don't know exactly how that occurred, but we're going to be investigating with the police department and would direct any of those type of questions with the police.
As far as the propane, were these standard propane tanks, or any reason to believe there was some sort of main type of explosive?
Well, at this point, I have no confirmation that there are actually tanks in there. We heard rumors there were tanks. It sounded pretty credible. We've not confirmed that, but like I said, it's gonna take us a while before. Right now, our priority is safety. the firefighters, the police investigators, what have you. So we're going to approach this, systematically, methodically, and just go in there and do our due diligence in terms of our investigation, and we'll find out whether or not there's tanks in there. Sure enough.
Are you going to do another brief, like in an hour or so?